Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. Again, this is our double dose.
Hey, I called this.
She did call this.
I so did. When I saw the video, because they had, okay, first of all, Disneyland reopened on April 30th. A couple days before that, they had previews. They had that cast members and friends could go in. I saw the previews. So I actually had my article up about the ride and the changes to the ride a couple days before it opened. Okay, first thing I did when I saw they added the kiss scene at the end was, I said to Kneon, oh my God, how long do they lose their shit and they cancel it because they say it's rapey?
Yep.
I was only partially kidding. I was mostly serious. And here it comes. I totally called this. Boom.
Yep. Yeah, it's very predictable, isn't it?
It is.
How Twitter, how the media is going to react to 70, 80-year-old movies. So Snow White is now problematic. This new ride is now problematic. They made it less scary, but also more scary because princes can come along and rape you.
Just kiss you for no reason.
Yeah.
Just let you die. It's just funny to me because they've been trying to cancel these princess movies for a while because they're mad about, well, women aren't strong enough, and the old ones, they had the princes were kissing them, or they had to have the prince's approval, or they wanted to get married or whatever, and it was bad because that was the time that they were made in. And they've been trying to, oh yeah, you have it here. They've been trying to cancel it for a while. I actually stood up against this many times because I don't think every princess story is bad. There's a lot of things that you can take from it that are good things.
Yeah.
I think princesses do not always depend on men, and they're also very strong female characters often. I mean, yeah, Cinderella gets the prince to marry her at the end, but she went through so much shit to get there, and she won because she was kind and because she had good qualities that made her a better person. Ironically, the one person who wrote the first article about complaining about the Snow White thing, the last name is Tremaine. Not related to Cinderella, but I found that very entertaining.
That is very ironic. So
I thought that was very funny.
We're going to talk about that. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 187,000 subs.
Woohoo!
We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company and spending an inordinate amount of time in the theme parks.
I am an old school Disney princess fan. Cinderella is still my favorite. And then The Little Mermaid.
All right. She is. She's got a lot of princess stuff.
I love princesses.
Princess
and I will stand
ears.
up for princesses because I think intent matters, and it depends. You know, you shouldn't cancel everything. You shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater just because, you know, you're told the bathwater should be a different type of water now.
Was that from a fairy tale? The baby of the bathwater? Is that like when I'm not familiar with the, like, Disney's The Baby in the Bathwater?
No, because they would get that. They would definitely get in trouble for that one.
Quick, hide this baby.
So
Mom didn't know. Throw that baby out the window.
So let's just get to the story.
All right, so let's talk about this. So Disneyland's new Snow White ride adds magic, but also a new problem. According to San Francisco Gate. Now, you did an article on it before where you broke down some of the new scenes in the ride.
This was before it opened to the public. I got, here, can I see this for a minute? Let me run this. There is the full ride through video, and it was from Fresh Baked.
Yeah, so what they did was it was Snow White's Scary Adventure. They took the scary out, and they made it enchanted.
I put the old version so you can compare.
Yeah, enchanted and rapey.
Yeah, it's not scary anymore. It's Enchanted Wish. So her Enchanted Wish is that she ends up being, you know, kissing the prince and getting attacked apparently. So they did some things to it. They added some cute animals. They cleaned up. They put a new dancing scene. That's okay. It's not all creepy that these little kid-ish men want to dance with her and have her clean. They're not mentioning the fact that she cleans their shit, takes care of them.
She literally cleans their shit.
I don't know. I don't think
she wiped
does.
their butts. She wiped Dopey's butt.
But they let her stay there and she cleans and cooks for them.
She's
that part's okay. She gets in the kitchen and makes a pie, and that's all right.
Side note, before we go any further, I bought an anime game on PC years and years ago, and I can't remember. I think it was Dragon Slayer 4 or something like that. And I did not know that it was a lewd game. And there is a scene where you go to the cottage with the dwarves and things happen. I took that game.
Wait, what?
I took that game back to the store and I said, I didn't know this game was like that. It didn't have a warning. And they're like, what's the problem? I'm like, I don't want to play. It was a Japanese RPG. And I'm like, I don't want to play a game where the dwarves are they're all having a turn with Snow White.
Oh my God, I've never heard this story.
And I took it back and I traded it in for, I think it was like Ultima 8 or something. I don't remember what it was, but I'm like, yeah, I didn't know when I bought this. I just thought, hey, it's going to be like a JRPG.
Well, according to today's sensibilities, you should have been buying it for that reason and not taking it back because you're just a man. Anyway, so they have different changes in here, and they added the end. They went from a scary ending. They had scary trees and stuff like that. They took the skeletons out, for pretty sakes.
Yeah.
They had skeletons in the ride, took them out. They made it these animated type things with light up vials.
Skeletons are scary.
They took the trees out, and they did the herd biting the apple, but now it's a smashing mirror, and then it goes to the scene with the dwarves, and then it goes to here, and then it's a kissy scene, kind of. It's really fast. And their hands up in the air like, no, don't.
The prince is fast.
Yeah, I hate that.
He's in and out, and you didn't even know he was there.
I hate that. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of the ride. Okay, I joked. I said they're going to have a fit about this because they added the kiss scene because it was not in there in the original version.
And yes, they did.
And here they come. Like predicted, clockwork.
You called
there
it
they are.
2 days ago. 2 days ago.
I called it more than 2 days ago. When I put that article up. I called it the day I put that article up. What day was the article? It all blends together. I called it on April 28th.
April 28th. So here they come. San Francisco paper is like, yeah, it's problematic. They're mad because of the kiss.
Yeah, here I took the quote from it.
Yeah, so Katie Dowd and Julie Tremaine posted the following in their article. It takes two women to handle this
I had
story.
two women and I'm not offended, but it doesn't matter.
The new grand finale of Snow White's Enchanted Wish is the moment when the prince finds Snow White asleep under the evil queen's spell and gives her a true love's kiss to release her from the enchantment. Wow, that's a long sentence. A kiss he gives to her without her consent while she's asleep, which cannot possibly be true love if only one person knows it's happening. Well, they got a point.
I mean, no, I'm not saying they don't have a point. I'm just saying it's a fairy tale, and they're basically like everything should be changed to appease them.
Haven't we already agreed that consent in early Disney movies is a major issue?
No, a lot of you, it wasn't an agreement. It was more a bunch of people yelling at everybody else, telling them that it was.
That teaching kids that kissing when it hasn't been established if both parties are willing to engage is not okay. It's hard to understand why the Disneyland of 2021 would choose to add a scene with such old-fashioned ideas of what a man is allowed to do to a woman, especially given the company's current emphasis on removing problematic scenes from rides like Jungle Cruise and Splash Mountain. It's never going to be enough for these people.
No, never.
Never.
I do mention that.
Why not reimagine an ending in keeping with the spirit of the movie and Snow White's place in the Disney canon, but it avoids this problem because it's a major plot point in the movie.
It is a major plot point in the movie. So she just chokes on an apple and she's, comatose and she's supposed to just ignore it and then suddenly she's awake. And
if you had animatronics of the prince giving her the Heimlich maneuver, what would that look like? It would be a little worse than a kiss.
It would scare children.
My God, what's the prince doing to Snow White?
I agree that, that teaching kids that, you don't have to let people kiss you. You don't have to kiss other people and things like that. Or I agree with that. This is a teachable moment. So as a parent, you explain the difference. Most rational people know the difference between a fairy tale and reality. And I'm laughing because they're getting so mad, but there's modern shows and movies I've seen, especially like some of these C-dramas and K-dramas, where the girl will be sleeping, the guy will move her hair for face, or they'll kiss her on the forehead, or they'll do something like that. And that's considered sweet and romantic over there. These women would grab him by the dick and haul him out of the building. It's just, you're trying to think of something funny. So Twitter, of course, never disappoints.
Yeah, well, this is true. We're like, spoiler alert. It's about these idiots talking about non-consensual true love. Yeah, of course it is. It's San Francisco paper. I used to live outside San Francisco. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in like the last 20 some years. It turned to crazy town.
Look here. It even tells you, look, why Snow Whitey? Because the way this looks, it looks like it's a Y and then Snow Whiteley.
Why Snow White rapey? Why rapey, everybody?
I'm just like, really? They're going to get mad about everything. You cannot win. You have to be kidding me. Who has nothing better to do than to complain about ages-old fairy tale? Go to work or get a hobby or help change things for the better of this world. Quit complaining about stupid stuff. Who's somebody who has a hashtag stop the hate and hashtag power women?
I don't think I think most people, most normal people understand that this movie is 80 years, 90 years old at this point.
It's what made Disney Disney. It's why we have Disneyland and Disney World and all these other things.
Yeah. So I think most people understand it was a product of its time, except for those people on Twitter who think that the distant past is like 2 years ago.
I would love to be at a meeting at Disney right now because they're like, oh my God, we gotta make Snow White less scary because, you know, kids today are total pusses and the scary trees might make them scared. And when I say kids, I'm referring to anybody under 30 in some cases. And the scary trees might make them scared. So we need to make it better. I know. We're going with Enchantment now because we're using it for the Disney Wish. Let's change the name to Enchanted Wish because enchantment on the Wish is what we're pushing now. And that'll just be top of mind. And you're laughing, but you know I'm right.
Are they gonna like dole out flyers for the Wish, you know, when people exit the ride?
Do you think I'm wrong?
No, it's all, they're all brand synergy.
So they're probably at this damn meeting and they're like, but we made it better. We made it like the fairy tale. We made it less scary. We took the skeletons out. We added cool facts. We put the kissy in the end so the scary damn trees to take the story abruptly ends. You don't know what happened, which is true. And now Twitter is having a shit fit. And I'm like, this is what we're telling you, Disney. You're never going to do enough to please these people.
No, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you. Now, I've been calling for a while now that I personally thought it was problematic that they're replacing all the brown people on the Jungle Cruise with chimpanzees.
Right.
Wait until the ride debuts. And then San Francisco newspaper is gonna be like, wait.
Or Disney will change it because we said something and gave them the heads up, which is possible.
They'll be like, wait, why are all the brown people replaced with monkeys? What are you trying to say, Disney?
Yeah, well, I hope they do make the changes there before that even becomes an issue. But yeah, I love how certain people, they try to pander to, other people they just completely ignore. Like, they were completely fine with, you know, making changes to things like Star Wars or, you know, changing the Redhead and Pirates of the Caribbean when no one asked them to, or changing, you know, or getting rid of Fire and Gina Carano because certain people were outraged. But then when other people bring up these things like we don't want things changed, and there's like big lists of people signing on to these stop petitions to stop it, they completely ignore it.
You know what else they ignored for decades, and they continue to ignore it, is the demand for Dreamfinder to return.
Yes.
To Journey into Imagination.
You want to make some damn money, get people at Epcot? Fix that.
Fix that.
You'll get people, if you get it back to similar to, doesn't have to be the same, but the feel of that ride and bring Dreamfinder back, you will have people lined up like the lines used to be for Dreamfinder and Figment, because I remember what it was for Journey to Imagination.
Clone Mystic Manor and replace Dreamfinder and Figment, you know, with
or do something. But you bring Dreamfinder back and make it feel like the original, you will have lines, you know, around the park. Anyway, if you were offended by a fairy tale, did I read that? Seek professional help, mental help. Can you believe this? Hashtag Snow White from 1812 Grimm's Fairy Tales. Times were different then. You need to teach history to your kids and how it has changed and not change the history.
Now, Disney, you know, they tend to water down these fairy tales.
Oh, very much so.
Because if I remember correctly, in the 1812 version, the prince sniffed her hair and then licked her repeatedly.
Well,
and then cut her heart out and ate it.
I know that Cinderella, that's actually, it's funny. Pinky Bee was talking about this the other day, and she said the original story, she wanted to eat her heart and liver, and then they had the wedding, and they they brought her to the wedding or something, and made her wear like red hot shoes or something, and then in the Cinderella one, the stepsisters cut off their toes and their heel to fit into the shoe, and there's blood spurting everywhere. I mean, Disney could have gone that way. Would that have made you happier?
So the live-action Little Mermaid, is she going to die at the end?
Turn into sea foam like she was supposed to?
Yeah.
No, she's not. They can't do that because instead of having a redhead, they made her a woman of color. So now they definitely can't kill her.
So I remember the, I don't know if you remember, it was Pam Dauber from Mork and Mindy. Do you remember Tall Tales and Legends?
Yes.
It used to be on Showtime. It was on Showtime.
Yeah, it was Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, and they had Little Mermaid or Fairy Tales.
Fairy Tale Theater.
Fairy Tale Theater, that's right. And I think it was Pam Dauber from Mork and Mindy was Ariel, not Ariel, but the Little Mermaid, and she died at the end. It was depressing.
Mm-hmm. Disney's already taken these fairy tales that are very tragic and very not appropriate for children, and they've already made them watered down so that your kids don't have to be scared, you know. And now you're mad because, you know, it's too watered down. I don't know what to tell you. I love this one. Could her name evoke more privilege? The fact that Prince non-consensually forces lips on her is secondary. Cancel Snow White.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, I think they're kidding. I think they're being sarcastic.
Yeah, but I'm like, the people complaining are probably never going to go to Disneyland. Nobody rode that ride. Like, Disneyland could be packed, and nobody was riding Snow White. Like, it was a walk-on.
Now, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, they don't have her kissing the prince or whatever princess.
No, they dance at the
end.
They
dance.
Yeah.
But no, she's dancing with the dwarves. They don't have the prince and her at the end, do they? I don't remember. You're going so fast, you don't really look.
Yeah, it's very, like, they've got these animatronics, but it's like you can't really look at them very much.
I think the point of them redoing the Enchanted Wish anyway, the ride anyway, was because they wanted to stick the Dopey and the different the drawers from Seven Dwarfs Mine Train with the big gems on their. They wanted to stick those animatronics in this ride.
They do that. Disney now, they double dip. They basically design one ride and then they clone it all over the world in the different parks. So they're not going to waste an opportunity to take those animatronics, and because they tore down the Scary Adventures in Disney World when they did New Fantasyland, and then they replaced it with Mine Train.
Yeah. So that's what they replaced with. And now they're kind of doing that. I love this. This is my favorites.
Wait, this wouldn't be consensual.
Exactly. People are like, maybe it's the Heimlich. If I'm ever put to sleep by an evil queen, everyone has my permission to wake me up with a kiss. Idiots. I didn't mean for that one to come. It was a response to that. It was a kiss of life. And before that, he performed the Heimlich, but you never read the last part. Snow White. Oh, for F's sake, which I probably should have taken the F out. When will all of this madness end? I need to probably go edit that out later because I'll get some complaints. Because this is a Disney blog, people.
Oh my God, it's magical. Oh, so I can't write the article, Where the Fuck is Dreamfinder?
No.
Hey, Disney, where the fuck is Dreamfinder?
No, you can't. Sorry.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
You should, okay, if you.
I don't think I could get away with that.
I don't want you to write that. You can say where the flip is Dreamfinder, where the frick is Dreamfinder.
I could put a little asterisk.
Yeah, that you could do, but don't actually the word. That's a good. You should now. You have to write that article. You just have to change it a little bit. So now cancel culture is coming for Disney again and Snow White. I just love that you can't please everyone, and then I brought up in the article too. They're like, well, because they're trying to push diversity and inclusion with their diversity inclusion initiative and group and all that, and they're changing Splash Mountain because it was a problem. No, they're changing Splash Mountain because the rumors they were going to be doing this for years, and it's more to do about money because princess merch is more marketable than the Brer characters in the United States. It has absolutely very little to do with the racism. They're just using that as a way to it's time. We knew you couldn't get away with it before. We're going to mention it now and say it's because of racism, so we get high fives and support. But they were going to do it anyway. The rumors been going on for years. They had that concept art awfully fast.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise? Yeah, the Jungle Cruise. Let's talk about that for a minute. The Jungle Cruise. Did we mention that Disney Plus is doing a whole new cinematic universe with the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, or SEA? They needed a character as part of C to bring that into this because it was her grandpa or something before. Yeah. They wanted new characters to be updated for this new show. So now they're changing Jungle Cruise. And if you look, the story is about characters that I bet you money are going to be in the C universe when it's all said and done. And I bet you at the end of the day, it has more to do with that than anything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're looking at Disney doesn't do anything independently anymore. Well, they always were kind of a hive mind. But I mean, they think about the long-term plan for all this stuff. We're going to put this ride, and then it's got to tie into this show we're going to do in 5 or 10 years, which is going to tie into this movie franchise we want to start.
When you've been around this long enough, your brain is automatically programmed and stuff you can see right through the bullshit. In some ways, it's kind of sad because the magic is gone. But other ways, you can see it coming. Like we can see that where they're connecting this to this to this to this.
Yeah.
Because we know that they do that because we've been trained to look for it.
Yep.
It was our job to cover it to their behalf, to their benefit.
Yeah, and now it's kind of working against them, isn't it? Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have let us go. Anyway.
Now we're telling everybody your secret.
Now we're telling everybody how it works. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.